Chan's impressive performances for Valencia earned him the La Liga EA Sports Player of the Month award. Oh, that'll be doing bits on Instagram. We'll be showing that on his Twitch live stream. What's going on, guys? And welcome back to another episode of the La Liga Career Mode. It is episode number 5. And it's the season finale today. We're going to play our final 8 games of the La Liga campaign, where right now we are 8 points clear of the bottom 3. And I feel very confident today we will be surviving. I'll tell you, all we need is one win and maybe a draw or two. So let's get our first win in our first game. Sevilla comes to the Mestalla. Vamos, Valencia. To win this game, to be fair. And this is a great Sevilla side in the top 3 right now, and it's taken them 5 minutes to open the scoring. Great run of 4 wins in 6, but that 4-0 drubbing away at Bernabeu did bring us down to earth. And like I said, I think one win and a couple of draws might be enough, but if we got our first 3 or 4 games losing them all, those final games are going to be a little bit nervy if the teams below start to catch up. It's a lovely ball for us. It's going to be 2, and it is. Wow, 13 minutes in, 2-0 down. That's a ball, that. It's a ball. It's going to be free. It's going to be free. Not even played the first half, and we're 3-0 down. Wow. I mean, we've had major problems all season long, whether it's scoring goals primarily, but also there's been a couple of games this year where we've just absolutely battered. Like that Real Madrid game, Atletico Madrid, Vallecano came here and turned us over as well. There's a few defeats we've had this season where it's been embarrassingly bad. It's one thing to lose. It's another thing to lose when you've put on no resistance whatsoever. You've got to play for some pride. It's going to be 4, I think. Oh, wonderful little ball inside, and the finish as well. 4-0 Sevilla. This is unacceptable. Good team or not, this is unacceptable. No excuse for this. Absolutely no excuse. As Diego Lopez does get us a consolation with 90 to go. 5 goals in the game, but unfortunately only 1 for us. So just before our following game, 3 more scouting updates. Let's see what we got of our final batch. Where from Singapore, no one is going to make the academy in the final month. From Malta, we've got that Colin Mifsud guy, potentially special, and this guy looks incredible as well. Luca Abdila. I'll give him a scholarship and turn the other 3 down. And as I often say, I don't like to have too many players from just the one nation, you know. I like to spread out my youth players all across the world and kind of vary up their nationality. So with that being the case from Spain, we've got Ferreras up top, and I'll leave it for Spain as well. It's just the one player making the academy in our final month of scouting. Right, forget the youth players though. We need to really crack on and get some wins on the board. 8 goals conceded in our last 2 games. And right now, we're still clear of the bottom 3, but the gap has now been cut to 7 with 7 games to go. It's not over yet as we travel to Madrid. Following game, Rayo Vallecano away. Desperately need at least a point in this game. Vamos, Valencia. Don't lose it. Oh, no. That's going to be chipped over. There's been nothing going on in the entire game, and with 5 to play, Vallecano win it, slipping the ball through. Eli Wahi chipping over Mamadashvili. Vallecano win it late. 3 straight losses, and that good run of form now looking like a distant memory. 6 games to play, and like I said, we're not safe yet. It's not done yet. Yep, the gap is now 4 with 6 to play, and with us having a worse goal difference on all the teams below us apart from Valladolid, it's not over. It is not over, and we desperately need a win not before long. We get it here against Espanyol. That'll be huge. That'll send us 7 clear with 5 to play, and surely then we'll be alright. But lose it, and we're in a heap of trouble. Espanyol and Mestalla. Vamos, Valencia. So second half underway. Still tied at 0-0. It wouldn't be a terrible result of this, to be fair, because we keep the gap at 4, and there'll be an extra game gone. But really, after 3 straight losses, we could do with a big win here. Kelvin Chan steps inside, tries to bend one, shot blocked and cleared away. I'm going to push for a win in the final 40. Chan winning, mate. Great dribbling. Oh, Duran! Ferreras! Come on! And with 13 to play, it's the kid that surely wanted for Valencia. Get in! Hardly the most impressive win you'd ever see, but one of the most crucial. A goal-to-0 scoreline ensures that now Valencia goes 7 clear in the bottom 3 with 5 to play, and are surely safe for another year in La Liga. Scrapping to safety, but safe regardless. So just sold Dmitrievski, that's our backup goalkeeper to PSV for £8 million. That deal will go through in the summer, and played a poor goalless draw away in Gran Canaria. But to be fair, back-to-back clean sheets, no losses in our last 2 games, 4 games left in the season, and we know now safety is basically in the bag. Let's see if we can win at least one of our final 4 games though. Next up, Getafe coming to the Mestalla as we go for 3 straight games without a loss and a nice end to the season. Vamos Valencia. Correa to Hugo Giroud, Chan to Ferreras. Nice movement, excellent work, wonderfully done. Kelvin should have opened the scoring. Great build-up, just couldn't put the finishing touch on it. And that's been our problem all season, really. Our build-up players, to be fair, have been really good, but the finishing touch is what's missing. That's why for next season, I don't need a new central midfielder. I don't need a new wing-back. I need a new striker. We create a lot of good chances, but finishing them is the problem. And I think that for next season, I trust Ferreras at 17, you know, to continue to grow and get better. Our top scorer this year was 6 goals. But yeah, I think we need like a really good striker, really reliable, someone who I know is not going to let me down when the ball's played into him. And this is going to be another game without a goal. Or will it be Kelvin? 3rd of the season for this streamer, and he's just given us the lead for possibly 3 straight games without a loss, 2 wins in 3. And surely, well, mathematically, safety as well. That should do it now. I said in the last episode how having your beliefs questioned and changing your opinion about something is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of growth. The younger me would have seen a player like Chan and believed he doesn't care enough about football and he's too distracted by meaningless things. But the more mature version of me now understands the importance of freedom to be expressive and gaining confidence and self-belief through being the most authentic version of yourself. That's growth. And Kelvin is thriving as an influencer, trendsetter off the pitch, and a wonder kid on it. That's game, that's season, that's Valencia staying in La Liga. So just played the final 3 games really quickly. It was on brand for Valencia's season, really, to finish the campaign like this. We drew the first game against Deportivo Alaves 0-0, and then the second game got beat by Athletic Bilbao 2-0 in our final game at the start of this season. Sanchez scored the first. Can't remember who got the second. I think it was Simeone, I think. But yeah, 2-0 loss to Bilbao in our final game at the Mestalla. And then we had a goalless draw in our final game of the season as well, away in Seville against Real Betis. So no goals in our final 3 games, no wins as well. But to be fair, a strong end to the season, really, when we only conceded 2 goals in our final 6 games and only lost 1 of them as well. So a decent finish, even though there weren't many goals scored. So the final league table is like this, with Atletico Madrid champions of La Liga by a whopping 19 points. What a season for Diego Simeone. Barca in 2nd, Bilbao 3rd, Sevilla 4th, and Real Madrid missing out on the Champions League, finishing in 4th place. Celta Vigo 6th, Girona 7th, Betis 8th, Villarreal 9th, and Sociedad wrapping up the top 10. And as for Valencia, despite an absolutely embarrassingly low goal score column of only 17 for the season, only narrowly equaling the record for fewest goals in the season, we still managed to finish in 13th place. So despite the fact we didn't score many goals, we still finished 12 clear of the bottom 3, where Espanyol, Deportivo Alaves and Valladolid were relegated to the Segunda Division. And as for the individual awards, well, Griezmann won the player of the season this year, but was 2nd in goal scoring to his teammate Sorloth. What a duo that was for Atletico Madrid, with Mbappe 3rd, Lewandowski 4th and Sanchez in 5th in scoring. Sorloth also won the assist title as well, so one of those again where you look at the player of the season, you think, shouldn't it have gone to the other guy? Just like we saw in our Plymouth Argyle season with Kante snubbed 3 years in a row. Sorloth should have won it really, but Mamadashvili, Golden Glove winner, with 17 this season. As for the other competitions, well, as you know, we were knocked out in the last 16 of the Copa del Rey this season by Atletico Madrid, who they themselves managed to go all the way to the semis before Barcelona beat Getafe in a 3-1 Copa del Rey final. As for the European competitions, 2 Scandinavian sides made the semis of the Conference League, but in the end it was Fiorentina beating Chelsea on penalties as the Italian side won the Conference League this season. Interesting Europa League run as well, where Spurs managed to make the final, but their quest for a trophy goes on. Jose Mourinho getting one over his old team as Fenerbahce were champions this season. As for the Champions League, well, we know we're a long way off getting Valencia back into this competition, but there was a Spanish side who went all the way to make the final. Last year's winners, this year's winners again. Yep, Real Madrid are in the Champions League next year again by retaining it after winning it against Inter in the final. And a quick look at some other leagues as well, where in the Segunda Division, Real Oviedo and SD Eibar are promoted from the Segunda Division, and a few decent teams there will be going into the playoffs in their bid for promotion. And how about this for one of the coolest title races you'll see in the Premier League? 4 teams going for it, only separated by 2 points, but it was Liverpool who just about came out on top with Chelsea, Man City and Arsenal, all finishing with 77 points this season. That is such a cool title race, that. No such excitement in Liga, no. As expected, PSG champions by 17 points in France's top tier this season. Leverkusen retained the Bundesliga this season, 4 clear of Bayern Munich. Not sure they'll do it this year in real life, but there's still 10 games to go. It's not over yet. And as for the Serie A, they might have lost the Champions League final, but did win the Italian top tier. Inter champions, 3 clear of Juve, Milan 3rd, and Atalanta 4th in the Serie A this season. And I'll just do a couple more this time around. Liga Portugal was won by Porto, 1 clear of Benfica with Braga in 3rd and Sporting Lisbon in 4th. And I'll end with the Scottish Premiership, where Celtic were champions, 8 clear of Rangers this season. Oh, go on, I'll do the other 2 as I normally do. Fenerbahce champions of the Turkish Super League, so a league and European double for Mourinho this year, 3 clear of Galatasaray. And as for the MLS this season, just getting going, Chicago Fire on top by a point clear of LA Galaxy. Yeah, so some people ask me, why don't you show the other leagues? Like, why don't you show the Danish Super League or the Austrian League, for example, or whatever? The truth is, it would just take so long to get through. I mean, look at all these leagues I've got to get through here as well. It's the same with the women's leagues that are in the game now, which is fantastic. Obviously, it's great to see the women's game now being represented in career mode. You can actually do women's career modes now, which is really, really cool. A great sign of just how much the game has grown. The women's game has grown over the years. But to get through every single league, I mean, I need a separate video on its own to do them all, really. So the reason why I chose the ones I normally choose is just because they're the ones that have been most requested, but also the ones that I know a bit more about, if you will. So I'm happy to show more. But again, if I was to go through all of these leagues, we would literally be here for about 20 minutes just showing the league tables. But maybe I could vary them up a little bit from the next season onwards. Yeah, next season I'll try and show a few different league tables that I don't normally show. Again, it's just because it's hard to condense the episodes, really. But I'll do my best to include a few more, like the Austrian Bundesliga and the Danish Super League, and I'll try and condense it as best as I can. But anyway, one final look at the Valencia team to end our first season, and what a difficult first season it was. Now, I knew it was going to be a difficult challenge, and that's why I took on this Valencia project. I wanted a good challenge right from the very get-go, and it definitely was. To start with, playing a system that I'm not comfortable with, 5 at the back, is not for me, and the 5-4-1 is my least favourite formation in FC, and we were playing so badly with the 5-4-1. The truth of the matter is, whilst I didn't want to alter the formation, if we kept playing the 5-4-1, we would have been relegated. We weren't scoring any goals, let alone the very few goals we scored, but we scored a lot more goals. I say a lot more, quite a few more goals after we switched to the 5-2-1-2. So we had to change the formation reluctantly, but once we did, we started to play a little bit better. We were still quite tight defensively, but we also scored enough goals to keep us in the division as well. But for the new season, there's no doubt about it. We've got to sign a new striker. At the back, I'm very happy. Defensively, we only let, I think it was 39 goals all season long. Yes, we had some drubbings during the year against Real Madrid, against Athletic Bilbao, but ultimately, defensively, we were pretty solid this year, and I trust my back 5, and I'd like to bring Mamadashvili back next season permanently if we've got enough money to do so from Liverpool. But other than the goalkeeper position, which we'll need to think about next year with Georgie going back to Liverpool from the loan spell, really, there's only one area on the pitch I'm worried about, and that is the striker. Ferreira's our top scorer this year, but still didn't get me many, but Hugo Giroud needs replacing. I think he only scored 1 goal or maybe 2 goals all season long and was outscored by 2 teenagers in Ferreras and Chan. The latter, as you see, 3 goals and 2 assists in 31 games this season from a normally deeper role at CM. The streamer having a really solid debut season for us. His growth was quite slow, but he showed us he's still got a very high ceiling this season as he continues to look better. But yeah, for the new season, there's no doubt about it. When I end the season, I always say, where do we need to improve next season? There's no question. Everyone knows where it is. That's up top. Giroud, 2 goals in 29 games. 4 goals, to be fair, was nice, but just didn't quite hit the mark. I'd like to keep him, but as a backup striker, but I want a new partner for the kid. Ferreira, 7 goals in 24 games, averaging just under 1 in every 3, plus 2 assists as well, to be fair. And just like the streamer, the bright spots of what was otherwise a really tough first season. But that'll do it for the first season of the La Liga career, guys. Big thank you for watching. Enjoyed. If you haven't, like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. I'll return in the next one with a brand new season, season 2 beginning. Hopefully a big budget and definitely new signings going into our second year at the Mestalla. Have a great day. Much love. And I'll see you for a brand new season of the La Liga career mode very soon.